Today, I'm going to go through the 10 most common questions I've been asked when interviewing for EA roles and how you can answer these questions to make the best possible impression in your EA interview. Of course, no two interviews are the same, but with experience, you will find that all interviews are quite similar and your responses will become second nature. These questions are in no particular order. And by the way, I'm not saying these are necessarily the best questions, but they are the most common questions I've been asked. Number 1, tell me about yourself and your background. This question is usually asked as a gentle way to ease into the interview. It's your opportunity to address anything that might look a little unusual on your CV or highlight interesting career milestones. Maybe you had a gap year or took time off to volunteer. This is a good time to explain any of these kinds of experiences. The most important thing to remember is every answer you provide is an opportunity to sell yourself. So be sure to highlight the most interesting aspects of your CV. Number 2, why are you leaving your current job? The golden rule when answering this question is never, ever speak negatively about your current or former employers. You might be leaving because the executive you're working with is difficult, prone to vicious outbursts, takes advantage of your time, doesn't appreciate you, and isn't paying you enough. But this isn't your moment to vent. Instead, focus on your career growth. Perhaps you feel you've progressed as far as you can go within the company and you're looking for a new challenge. Maybe you're particularly passionate about the industry that this new executive is involved in, or the scope of the role is much broader and will give you a chance to make use of skills you're not currently using. Whatever your reasons, your answer here is all about diplomacy. Speak graciously about your current and former employers, while being enthusiastic about the new role. Number 3, what are your strengths as an EA? This question is incredibly common. There are 2 keys to getting it right. 1, sell yourself. You need to give your answer with confidence and be prepared with examples to back up your claims. 2, have a strength that will be useful to the specific role that you are applying for and nothing too generic. No one is interested in hiring someone whose greatest strength is being nice to colleagues or turning up on time. Number 4, what are your weaknesses or areas you can improve? We all hate this question. Let's face it, no one is going to share their absolute worst qualities and say something like, I'm not great with people. I tend to be aggressive, rude, I'm prone to violent outbursts, rage. Your weakness also shouldn't be something that is absolutely crucial to the job. The real key here is a combination of honesty and action. Your answer should be something you're working to improve and how you're doing that. For example, at the moment I'm working on Excel because while I do use it, I feel I'm not currently using it to its full capability. So I'm in the middle of an advanced Excel course and I'm learning a lot. Number 5, describe a time when. It could be describe a time when you have had to adjust a schedule due to unforeseen circumstances. What happened and what did you do? Or describe a time when you've had to manage multiple tasks and projects. How did you handle the situation? What they're looking for in your answer is your ability to think on your feet, prioritize, communicate, and problem solve. These questions are very common, so it's good to have a think about examples you can use from any previous employment. Talk about the initiative you took, the creative solutions you came up with, and why the outcome was successful. Number 6, what software programs have you used in the past, and how would you describe your computer skills? Your answer needs to be honest. List the programs you are familiar with, including programs you use in your spare time. You can also include technical courses you have completed, Maybe your current role doesn't require any Excel knowledge, but you've taken it upon yourself to learn. Generally speaking, it's acceptable to lack experience with the specific programs you'll need to use in your new role, as long as you can demonstrate your ability to learn new technologies. Number 7. What are your strategies for managing your time when dealing with multiple urgent tasks simultaneously? To answer this question, you'll want to be specific about the strategies you use in precisely these circumstances. How do you prioritize? How do you decide what is most urgent? How do you keep track of all of your tasks? What is your leadership style? Show them how fabulously capable you are under pressure. Number 8, how do you work with an executive? This question usually comes when you're meeting with the executive, which is often, though not always, the second or third stage of the interview process. The executive wants to get a sense about what it would be like working with you on a day-to-day basis. Are you all about email, or do you like to have a daily one-to-one in person? Are you a morning person, or do you perform at your best later in the afternoon? Do you have any requirements the executive should be aware of? Remember, an interview is as much about you seeing if this role is right for you as it is about the employers deciding if you're right for the role. So ask questions and be honest about what you're looking for. Number 9, why do you want to be an executive assistant? It seems obvious, right? Why would I be applying to be an EA if I didn't want to be an EA? It's not that simple. You need to be convincing. Be enthusiastic and talk about why you want the role. This isn't the time to say you want the role for the money or because it's close to home. Tell them what you love about being an EA and why you want the opportunity to be their EA. One of the biggest concerns an employer has when choosing a new employee is longevity. Can they see you being happy and staying in the role? The last thing your employer wants to go through is the costly, arduous task of recruiting your replacement in 6 months' time. Number 10. What do you know about the organisation? There is no excuse for arriving at an interview with no knowledge of the company. Google them, find out what they're all about, and have a concise answer to this question. You won't be expected to memorize the company mission statement or organisation chart, but you should have a basic understanding of what the business does. Show them you are interested enough to take the time to learn about them and what they do. I wish you all the best with your next EA interview. I'm sure you're going to do an amazing job. My question to you today is, what is the strangest question you've been asked in an interview? Leave your answer in the comments below. I would love to hear from you and find out what odd questions you've been asked. The strangest question I've been asked in an interview is, if you were an animal, what would you be and why? Yep. If you would like to see more content related to EA work, then be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you again in the next video soon. Bye!